Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by again in the same day. Mini panic over. Everything got watered and it's lunchtime. That's pretty good going for me. There's a lot of flipping plants to do all at once. That never happens. I always arrange things that the plants come round in shifts, because some are on a 6-7 day cycle, some are on a 3-4 day cycle, and I know which ones are which. So normally a day's watering is probably only a third of the plants. Anyway, back to normality, if you can call it that. It's now lunchtime. We're up to 27 degrees in here, and I'm managing to hold the relative humidity above 60, so far so good. But it's early days, the sun's only just got round here. It's got 7 hours of this to put up with yet, and the temperature will climb. You know, my fans will do their best. They're whizzing away now along with everything else, and I'm getting dripped on because everything hanging in the roof is wet. Ah. Oh well, never mind. So now I've been fed and watered as well. What I wanted to get back to, because I whizzed past them in my efforts to get everything wet that needed to, I got 2 new plants yesterday, and they do look exactly the same. They're not quite the same, they're just very close. Phalaenopsis dendrobiums. They have backlighting at the moment, not so good. Let me pick it up and bring it around and see if I can get some front lighting and get the full effect of the colour then. The purple is vibrant, it glows, and I'm not going to be able to catch it in this light, but the blooms sparkle. They have that crystallization sort of look about the petals when you catch the light right. So what was more important about getting this one was not what's sticking out of the top, but what's down in here. My own Dendrobium phalaenopsis are not doing as well as they could, and quite honestly in one case that's an understatement. This is a good plant. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 new growths, and the good thing about new growths that come out one after the other is they're staggered in their maturing process. So this one might end up being the biggest. It depends how fast these can push on before the day lengths shorten and the growing season sort of comes to an end. But these are continuous growers, so you know, given enough light and all the other stuff, they'll push on nicely. And as these mature, it's likely that that one will flower first, and that one will follow on behind, and this one will follow on behind that. But what you've got to think about with the Dendrobium phalaenopsis type, that one's bloomed, and that was only that big. So they don't need to necessarily have canes as big as the previous one to actually bloom. They can bloom on smaller canes. They can, you know, so. And they always seem to be, when you see pictures of them, they always seem to have a single spike sticking out of the apex of recently matured canes. And that is a typical Dendrobium phalaenopsis type. That is their style. But don't be deceived into thinking that that's the only spike that cane will ever have. It's also possible of pushing canes out in lower joints, sometimes at the same time. So just because that spike goes over, don't think that cane's had it. It can flower again. So that one was got on the basis it was a very, very good plant. Not discounted, but not expensive. It was 10 of our wonderful English pounds. That's not a lot for a good orchid that's actually in bloom. And then this one, although it looks very, very similar, and the colours are very, very similar, it's got a lot more white on it. So the depth of colour is more centralised and more concentrated in the middle. Now this one was not quite such a good plant. I'll let you into a secret. This is the one I found first and picked it up. And after walking around with it and looking at all the other plants, I found that one. And in the end I thought, I don't treat myself very often, blow it, I'll have both of them. So I did, because as I said, the ones I've got currently are not doing so well. So this has got, that could be a new growth, it could be just a cane that started and didn't do very well. This is a new growth, although it's heading for maturity. You can see by the nature of the sheath. it starts to get a more mature look about it. It's not up to the size of the one that's in flower, but that might mean that's as tall as it's going to get. That doesn't mean it won't flower. It'll still bloom. And then it's got this one, which is its latest new growth. So it's not a bad plant. God, it's in that muck, isn't it? It's in this fibrous stuff. I'm getting used to this, actually. I won't say I like it, that's never going to happen, but I'm getting used to it. It has a style of watering all of its own, and it's based on weight. Now, I haven't had to do that for donkey's years. I thought I'd gone past that years ago. But with this, it holds a lot of water. So when I water it, I don't put much in. I just sort of dribble around the top. And I'm holding it in my hand. I can feel the weight increasing as I pour the water. And literally, it doesn't get much, and it's watered. So it doesn't get 3 or 4 glassfuls of water thrown over it like the others do. It gets what I call a dribble until the weight, has changed, and I can feel that it's probably moist all the way through. And then it won't get watered again until it's light. And I know that the pot in itself has dried out then, or almost dry, because this bit at the top will look dry by tomorrow, I expect, but down here it's still wet. So non-clear pot, can't see what I'm doing. A compost or media that I would rather not have, but it can stay in there for a while. The media in this one, given that it was at the same shop, it's totally different. This is in bark. It's in bark, and it hasn't got any of that stuff in it. Same shop, probably same supplier, so not quite sure. But anyway, 2 new plants. And sorry I whizzed past them last time, but I was in a bit of a rush, shall we say. Rush over. Hello, we're up to 28 degrees. It's going to get hot in here today. Okay, so 2 new plants. I've got another new plant on the way. I won an auction on eBay without being there. I don't normally do that. I normally sit and watch them and join in with the race to who gets it and all that cobblers. But basically it looked like a nice plant, plenty of pictures of the plant, picture of the pot, all that sort of stuff. The guy is 100%, doesn't sell much very often, so if you've only made 10 sales and they all went well, that's 100%. You can make 1 million sales and get 10 wrong and probably still stay at 100%. That's eBay for you. But it's a single orchid. Postage was next to nothing. And he's going on holiday. He even sent me a message and said, if you pay now, I will post it tomorrow. Otherwise, you've got to wait a week and a half until I get back from holiday. And my little mind sprung into action and thought, if you're away for a week and a half, that plant might not even get watered, and I might not get as good a plant as in the pictures. So, I usually pay immediately anyway. So I paid the guy, sent him a little message, thanks for your message, and if possible, because he'd be posting that today, I said, if possible, can you post it as late in the day as you can, without sort of messing up your day or anything. That way it won't be in Postman Pat's van or whatever in the heat. That was the idea. And I also said, enjoy your holiday. It's nice to be nice. Okay, so thanks for dropping by. A couple of new plants, no names, no IDs. I can probably dig the ID out of those if I look around on the internet. Not important at the moment. Nice new blooms and nice healthy plants with good new growths. And that really is what it's all about. Okay, thanks for dropping by. See you again soon. Probably not until that next plant arrives, because I've got other stuff going on at the moment that involves going outdoors. Although I changed my mind today. I was off to some downland to film some wild orchids and some of our native butterflies. And I remembered my previous visit and how steep the hillsides were. And I looked at the temperature and I looked at the totally cloudless sky, and I thought, yeah, I'm 65 now. I'm not even sure I'll get up those hills anymore, and I'm not doing it in this heat. So we're having a quiet day with some cool drinks in the shade. Okay, if you love the sun, enjoy it. If you don't, get out of it if you can. Okay, see you next time. Bye for now.